Time now for the morning rush. New Mexico's 54th legislative session is underway, and today the first full day of work will officially begin at the Roundhouse. That includes the first introduction of bills, memorials, and resolutions. So far, nearly 500 pieces of legislation have already been introduced, and more are scheduled in the coming days with a heavy focus on education, gun control, and the environment.
Now, those are all issues that Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham says she expects lawmakers to tackle. In her State of the State address, the governor promised to raise teachers' pay, develop a fund for classroom supplies. This is part of a $500 million boost in education funding. Governor also calling on lawmakers to raise officer pay and stop gun violence by not allowing people convicted of assault to buy or own guns. She also called on lawmakers to raise the minimum wage to $12 an hour. Kristen.
Rain and snowfall likely out of northwest and northern New Mexico today. Snow above 7,500 feet, and that will continue for most of the afternoon. Albuquerque and those to the south, a mix of sun and clouds. Overnight into tomorrow, just a few spot showers left over to the north, but we will see another storm moving in late Thursday into Friday. David?
The White House is trying to limit the effects of the now 26-day-old partial government shutdown. Nearly 50,000 furloughed federal workers are being told to return to their jobs, though they still will not be getting paid. Many of the employees being recalled are involved in processing tax refunds and inspecting food and medicine, as well as airport safety.
Local food banks say they're feeling the pressure to keep families fed during the partial government shutdown, and here's why. Roadrunner Food Bank says they've already started receiving calls from furloughed employees worried they soon will not have enough money to buy food. Recently, the federal government extended SNAP benefits through February, but Roadrunner worries if the shutdown continues past that time, those families will need more help from places like Roadrunner.
At 6 so far, more than 1,300 federal workers in New Mexico have applied for unemployment benefits. This as they face missing another paycheck. Secretary of New Mexico Workforce Solutions Bill McCamley says those who applied are among the 7,500 federal workers impacted by the partial government shutdown. The benefits must be paid back when the federal paychecks resume. Now, this comes at the end of the month when many federal workers will have to pay bills.
Of course, we'll continue to follow the very latest developments and the increasing effects of the partial government shutdown. Stay with us right here on KRQE News 13. You can also look for updates by using our KRQE News app.
Today, we can learn new information about a fatal pedestrian crash, including the victim's identity. Police say it happened on Coors and Quail last night. According to witnesses, the man walked straight into traffic. Now, he died on the scene. Police are still investigating that crash this morning.
Happening right now, the man accused of driving drunk towards a crowd of Lobo fans remains in jail this morning. Fans were filling into the pit to watch the Lobos take on Nevada. That's when police say they stopped 59-year-old Benji Candelaria, who was driving down Cesar Chavez on 3 tires. Officers say Candelaria did not deny being intoxicated. Police say he already has 5 DWI convictions and was driving on a revoked license that night. Kristen.
Today's Metro Threat Index added to have some cold temperatures near freezing this morning. Also reduced visibility because of fog and mist out there. This afternoon, not a whole lot going on, though. High temperatures near average in the 40s with a mostly to partly sunny sky overhead. David?
The city is scheduled to replace a program put in place by Albuquerque Mayor Richard Berry. The goal of these blue Call 311 homeless help signs was to get people to start donating to local homeless service organizations rather than to those panhandling on the streets. Officials say between 2015 and 2016, the signs raised at least $60,000. But now Mayor Tim Keller says the city will replace those signs with information on how to donate to homeless housing programs.
Right now, the state is trying to find new ways to keep teachers and programs to attract new ones. According to APS, at last check, 560 teachers have left since August. Only 83 vacancies are because of teachers retiring. Officials say Rio Rancho and Santa Fe school districts also lost teachers. Teachers say pay workload, high stakes testing, and a lack of educational resources are ongoing issues. The state is now looking into programs for high school students interested in becoming teachers. Kristen.
Time now for a check on that Wednesday morning commute. Right now, we're starting to see a little bit of volume. Paseo eastbound and westbound near 2nd Street, slower than normal, but no major crashes. And at this point, the Big I looks good.
McDonald's lost its right to trademark Big Mac in the European Union after losing a case brought by Irish burger chain Supermax. Supermax said it never sold a product called Big Mac, but that McDonald's used the similarity of the company name to block its expansion in the UK. Now, the judgment says McDonald's did not prove genuine use of the trademark inside the European Union.
Taking you back 32 years ago on this day, an area just northeast of Estancia picked up close to 2 feet of snow, officially 22 inches. That's the highest one-day snowfall total recorded by an Estancia co-op observer, records going back 100 years. So 2 feet of snow on this day 32 years ago near Estancia. All right, let's take it out to the 5 facts.
We start with number 5 here. Santa Fe residents and tourists can sign up for a service which will alert them to emergency situations in the area. Alert Santa Fe is a free service notifying those in the area of potentially hazardous weather, traffic, or other emergency situations. The system uses data from 911 and users to give residents accurate and up-to-date information.
At number 4, one special dog from Sandoval County Fire Department is making a big impact in a lot of cases. Meet KT. She's only one of a few dogs in the state trained to find human remains. KT has helped the FBI here and in other states, as well as a search that turned up the bodies of 2 murdered teens near Rio Rancho. KT's handler and her husband are now working on training more search and rescue dogs.
At number 3, temperatures near average today. We do have snow up over the north and northwest. Snowfall accumulating over 7,500 feet. Strong winds in the northeast. Tomorrow pretty quiet, but our next big weather maker moves in Friday, bringing back widespread rain and mountain snow.
Number 2 now. Officials say teachers are quitting their jobs right in the middle of the school year. According to APS, at last check, 560 teachers have left since August. Out of that number, only 83 vacancies are the result of teachers retiring. Officials say both Rio Rancho and Santa Fe school districts have lost teachers as well, about 40 since the beginning of the school year. Some of the new programs the state is looking into are implementing programs in school for high school students that are interested in becoming teachers.
And at number 1, work is set to begin at the Roundhouse in Santa Fe today. This after Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham set out her expectations for lawmakers. This year they will have a $1 billion surplus to work with. Lujan Grisham says that education will be a priority. The governor is also promising to raise teachers' pay and develop a fund for classroom supplies. This would come from a $500 million boost in education funding. Now, the governor says that she also wants to focus some of the state's $1 billion surplus on public safety, calling on lawmakers to raise officer pay and stop gun violence by not allowing people convicted of assault to buy or own guns.